so excited, of course. I'm always pumped. It's very interesting to read and learn about ketogenesis, or just the mind, how it functions, the hypothalamus, the pineal gland, the pituitary gland, and our reproductive system. And all that stuff is so fascinating to me. It is friggin' hot in November, at the end of November, and friggin', it is, sorry, so I'm getting a ton of diffuse light here, but you know, it is what it is. Not about the light anyway. So, okay, so today I wanted to talk about protein. Now, I've spoken about these subjects before, and I'm just adding, but putting a little spin on it, putting the information out there. So basically, you guys understand that when you try to keto adapt, you have to keep yourself at a moderate protein level. Now, it really is indicative of your size, your fitness level, your muscularity, the health of your adrenal glands, and your testosterone. Because if you're inactive, there is less of a demand for protein to be utilized in the system. When you eat too much protein, what your body cannot use becomes reconverted back into glucose via gluconeogenesis. Now, a lot of people don't understand this concept, and I'm always trying to equate it to our primal ancestors, like our little Maasai. Okay, so the dealio is that our hunter-gatherer ancestors were not trying to have hypertrophy and huge muscle. So ultimately, breaking down your muscle the way we do when we lift is very catabolic. You can actually have a cortisol response, swelling. This whole concept of no pain, no gain is a no bueno. As the Swedish say, det är inte bra. It's not good for the body to be constantly in a stress zone. Now, if you're a young guy, you know, which I get a lot of these young guys like, I'm fine, I do coffee, I eat this much protein, and I'm yoked. And I'm like, awesome. You're not a 47-year-old freaking mofo. You're not. And when you get there, come call me. Because I'll be in my 60s and still having the business. But I digress. So let's get down to the protein. Let's talk about it here. So I just had a interview with Tristan Haggard, who's like amazeballs, and we spoke about message boards with saying that you need more protein and low carbohydrate. Now, none of this stuff makes sense. I keep hearing things like eat a lot of protein, less fat to get into fat burning mode, or eat protein at night to get you in fat burning mode, and none of this ever makes any freaking logical sense. So here's the facts, right? All right, protein, okay, can only a certain amount of protein, and depending on size and your fitness level. So our bodies can metabolize about 30 grams of protein, depending if you're athletic male, low body fat percentage. You can take that 30 grams of protein in one meal, digest it, and use it as a viable source of building block material to rebuild catabolic muscle cells. Yes. Okay. When you start going into the 40, 50 grams of actual protein, your body can't take that very dense molecule, break it all down, because it takes a couple of hours to go through the digestive process or to even empty out of your stomach. And if it's a fatty protein, you're going to have to scrub down the fat on your protein. That takes time. So if you are overstuffing your digestive system with proteins and fats you're fine, but the proteins become reconverted back into glucose. Because what it cannot use, it can't poop or pee it out that fast, yo. So let's use it, let's convert it, and let's use it, and let's store it as fat, because our primal bodies only know how to survive. They don't know about getting muscles and all that kind of stuff. They don't know about that. It's all about storing fat, because if you're starving, you need to have as much fat as possible so you can survive in times of famine. Makes sense, right? And that's why at the age of 47 that I've learned through Ketogenesis that we have very complicated, very sensitive systems. And so for me to remain hormonally in balance, because just as much as growing muscle is about your endocrine, your endocrine system, knowing where your adrenals are at, your pituitary gland and your pineal gland and your reproductive systems is very interesting to understand what's going on with those different body parts, because it's not just about taking a bunch of whey protein and then growing muscle. If you are insulin resistant, if you have any inflammatory responses, if you have any thyroid disorder, if you've got low testosterone, you can't just go take a bunch of pre-workout and a bunch of BCAAs and some protein shake and then all of a sudden expect like this fantastic reaction. Your body has to do this incredible detoxification. You have to drink enough water. Your kidneys need to know how to function properly just so you can grow muscle. And indirectly, it's all freaking connected. That's the problem with a lot of youngsters today. They look at things through a straw, right? And through that straw is the whole world. But no, you got to open your scope and look at the entire body to understand the body and how to grow or burn or rebuild or preserve. Protein. If you eat too much protein in one meal and you're trying to keto adapt, you can have an insulinogenic effect like that. Within minutes, you can start to feel sleepy. Now, it could be that tryptophan, but often it's the fact that people are eating too much protein and not enough fat to compensate their macronutrient percentages. With that said, you can eat whatever protein and then not get any sleep at night. And then what happens? Your body can't repair. It just is store mode. Store. We don't want to just store. Guys, watch your proteins. You're the ones that are talking about eating high numbers of protein and to access your body fat cells. Now let me tell you something. When you're trying to do the ketogenic diet, you have to eat a lot of fat, and you can't get around it. You can't. Because for your brain to let go, or your body brain to let go of its primary source of fuel, you have to give back its commodity. If you don't, you'll stay in starvation mode, and your body will want to slow down and to store even more, because your body thinks that you're in the tundra trying to survive. It doesn't know we are in the modern time. How much protein? Well, I've spoken about this before. This is not new. I have big dudes under 100 grams of protein. Yeah, and you still grow. Because you've got to understand that you're having ketones and beta-hydroxybutyrate go through the Krebs cycle to fuel your cells, just like a carbohydrate. And because you become so insulin sensitive, you don't need a ton of insulin anymore to do a big metabolic job as to put amino acids into your muscle cells so you can grow. So why? Why do people go on the ketogenic diet? There's a lot of reasons why. Most people want to lose body fat. Some people in the fitness world are becoming more curious to be able to build muscle and to remain lean. So this is diffuse light. You can't see shite in it. But my body just shot up 15 pounds in a year and a half. I just did a video on it. I'm 5'3". And because it's diffused, you can't see how cut I am, but I am lean. I'm a lean machine, 15 pounds heavier. Fantastic on me. So with that said, I decided to eat grass-fed beef, because what's in grass-fed beef? Your fat-soluble vitamins. And we've got iron, and we've got B12. But you know what else grass-fed beef has? Creatine. So I was drinking bone broth soup, which has a little bit of protein. It has protein, of course. It's the marrow of the bone. but it also has all those vitamins and minerals, magnesium, things that are missing from our soil. So you can go ahead and eat all the organic spinach that you want, but you may not be getting your nutrients, your minerals, to be able to have a functioning reparative body. So that I decided to do grass-fed beef and the grass-fed bones is the reason why I gained so much muscle in such a short time. But I've always kept my protein because I'm 5'3". So I played with my macros. And I was able to get my protein down to 65 grams of protein a day. Now the timing of your protein is everything. Just don't think that you could just go eat 65 grams of protein, women out there, and think that you're going to get the business. Because where you put the protein in your day is everything. Everything. Okay guys, that's it. I just wanted to do a quick, never quick video about protein, really quick. The types of protein, the fatty protein. Some of you guys are still doing the chicken breast and tuna. You know what, you guys? You need to eat the egg yolks. You need to eat the bone broth. You need to get some grass-fed beef. You need to try these nice animal fats like bacon grease and tallow, duck fat. These are some really amazing things you can do to really give yourself a very high nutrient value to repair. And get your ass to sleep and bed on time, because nothing, and I mean nothing, looks as good as keto feels. Learn more about it. Learn about your protein types, timing, ratios, and percentages. You want to put your protein around your fitness level. If you've got any metabolic derangement, if you have any things like low testosterone, you need to go down that rabbit's hole and figure out the root cause. Because if you're trying to gain muscle, eating a bunch of protein shakes isn't working for you. So if you want to learn more, you guys, you can go to stephanieperson.com or Stephanie the Business Person on my Facebook fan page, or Stephanie Ketogenic for my Instagram. I'm putting the links in the show notes below, so it's easy just to click on the link and go there. And that's it. I just wanted to do a quick video about protein, and there's a million ways you can get your protein in, but don't eat too much. And yes, protein shakes can be insulinogenic, and even if you try to put, the thing I really want to stress is the intermittent fasting. If you're trying to eat your 2 meals a day and you put in, and you're a guy eating 85 grams of protein, and you go and put 40 grams of protein or 42.5 grams of protein in your meal at night, you might actually have an insulin response, glucose response, and wake up with high fasted glucose numbers, blocking your keto adaptation, and you won't get the benefits of being in the business. Okay guys, that's it. If you want to learn more, go to those links, and peace out.